There are people who come into your life as distractions from your purpose. They arrive looking beautiful, convincing, full of promises, but their hearts are not aligned with my plans for you. They might even like you, but their love is not the kind of love that will build you up, that will bring you closer to me, that will add to what I am doing in your life. That is why I remove them. It is not punishment, it is preservation. It is not rejection, it is redirection. There are also those who come into your life during moments of vulnerability, promising to be everything you need, but in reality, they are taking advantage of your needs. They know you are feeling lonely, that you are seeking acceptance, that you are craving love, and they use that to manipulate their way into your life. They look like angels of light, but in truth, they are wolves in sheep's clothing. When I remove them, you might cry, you might miss them, but I am protecting you from a far greater harm that would come if they stayed. Other times, I remove people who are not necessarily bad, but who have already fulfilled their purpose in your life. They came to teach you something, to help you in a specific season, to show you aspects of yourself that needed to be revealed. But when the lesson is learned, when the season is over, when the purpose is fulfilled, they naturally drift away. It is not personal, it is spiritual. It is the rhythm of life that I established. Have you ever wondered why people who seemed so important just disappeared from your life? Why did that relationship you thought would last forever end? Why is that friend, that family member, that special person, suddenly no longer by your side? Today, I want to speak directly to your heart about something few dare to say, but you need to hear. Maybe you are going through this pain right now, feeling an emptiness, a longing that tightens your chest, questioning where you went wrong. But what if I told you that not every exit is abandonment? What if I revealed to you that some removals are actually the greatest demonstrations of my love for you? This message is for you who are suffering because someone left your life. It is for you who cannot understand why people who seemed essential simply left. It is for you who are questioning whether you deserve to be loved, whether it is worth giving your heart again. My son, my daughter, it is time for you to understand the truth about my removals. If this message speaks to your heart, subscribe to the channel and share so others can also receive this word today. I want you to understand something profound about my removals. Not every person who leaves your life is a loss. Many times, it is my deliverance working in favor of your destiny. You may not see it now. You may not understand it at this moment. But I see beyond what your eyes can reach. I see what that person could do to your future, to your dreams, to the purpose I have for you. Imagine a surgeon who needs to remove something from a patient's body. The patient may not understand why they need to go through that pain, why they need to lose a part of themselves. But the doctor sees what the patient cannot, that what is being removed was preventing health, causing damage that could be fatal. That is how I am with you. Sometimes I need to perform surgery on your heart, removing people who seemed essential, but were causing invisible damage to your spirit. When I remove someone from your life, it is not because I am cruel or insensitive to your pain. It is because I am a father who protects. I know the heart of every person who comes near you. And when I see someone who could destroy what I am building in you, I act. It may hurt in the moment, it may seem unfair, but I need you to understand this powerful truth. When I take someone out of your life, I am making space for what is truly mine for you. Think of a garden. For a plant to grow strong and healthy, sometimes it is necessary to remove the weeds, even if they look beautiful. It is not that the weeds are bad in themselves, but they compete for the space, the water, the nutrients that the main plant needs to flourish. Let me give you another example. Imagine a symphony orchestra. Each instrument has its moment, its function, its importance in the music, but if all played at the same time, without harmony, without order, it would just be noise. Sometimes I need to remove some instruments from your personal symphony so that the melody of your life can be heard clearly. It is not that those instruments were bad, it just was not their moment in your music. In the same way, there are relationships in your life that, even though they are not necessarily harmful, are occupying emotional, mental, and spiritual space that should be reserved for the right people. When I remove them, it is not to leave you empty, it is to make space for relationships that will empower who you are, that will walk with you towards your purpose, that will honor what I am doing in your life. Some people are bridges on your journey. They help you cross from one place to another, but they were never meant to be a permanent destination. You thank the bridge, you honor what it represented, but you do not settle on it. You cross it and keep moving forward. When I remove these bridge people from your life, I am signaling that you have already learned what you needed to learn, already grown what you needed to grow through them, and now you are ready for the next stage of your journey. Sometimes you hold on so tightly to the bridge that you miss the opportunity to reach your destination. You get so focused on the middle that you forget the end. That is why, when I see you getting comfortable in a connection that was only meant to be temporary, I create circumstances for that person to leave. It is not cruelty. It is divine guidance leading you to your place of destiny. Remember the story of Abraham and Lot in Genesis 13? They were family, they loved each other, they walked together for a long time. But there came a moment when their paths had to separate, not because one hated the other, but because each had a different destiny, a unique journey to fulfill. The separation was painful, but necessary. And look what happened. After Lot left, I could speak to Abraham about the blessings I had prepared for him. The promise came only after the separation. Have you ever stopped to think why it was like that? Why did I wait for Lot to leave before revealing to Abraham the magnitude of the blessings I had prepared? Because some promises are so big, so specific, so directed, that they can only be revealed when you are in the right place, with the right people, at the right time. The presence of the wrong people can even interfere with your ability to hear my voice clearly. There are revelations I want to give you, dreams I want to plant in your heart, visions I want to open before your eyes. But as long as you are divided between me and people who do not understand my calling for you, these revelations remain blocked. That is why sometimes I need to create space, to place you in a place of silence where only my voice echoes so that you can receive all that I have kept for you. Maybe you are living this moment right now. Maybe someone you love is walking away and you cannot understand why. I want you to know that this is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter. I am preparing you for blessings you cannot yet imagine, for relationships that will surpass everything you have lived, for a love that will honor who you truly are. Trust my plans, even when you cannot see them clearly. In Jeremiah 29:11 I declare, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I am not playing with your life. Every move I allow, every person I remove, every door I close is part of a greater project I have for you. Sometimes you hold so tightly to what you know, to what is familiar, that you cannot see the new thing I am bringing. That is why I need to create this space, this temporary emptiness, so that you can open up to what I have prepared. Trust me. Give me your pain, your longing, your questions. I know what I am doing. Now I want to teach you something fundamental. How to let go of what is not from me. I know it is one of the hardest lessons in the Christian life because it involves detachment, surrender, absolute trust in my ways. But it is a lesson that will free you from so much unnecessary suffering, from so much attachment to relationships that were not ordained by me. Step 1 is to recognize that you have been trying to control people in situations that are not under your control. You have been trying so hard to keep in your life those who should leave, fighting against currents that I myself created to take you to a better place. Stop rowing against the tide. Stop insisting on what I am undoing. That only increases your pain and delays what I want to do in your life. How many nights have you spent awake planning how to win back someone I already removed from your life? How many tears have you cried trying to understand why that person changed, why they became cold, why they walked away? My son, my daughter, stop looking for answers in the wrong place. The answer is not in that person. The answer is in me. I allowed them to leave because it was necessary for your good. Step 2 is to develop spiritual discernment. Ask me to open your eyes to see the relationships in your life from heaven's perspective. Some relationships that look wonderful on earth are problematic in the spiritual dimension. They draw you away from me. They compete with my plans. They create confusion where I want to bring clarity. When you learn to see with my eyes, it becomes easier to accept my removals. Pray for me to give you discernment to identify the ties that are not from me. Ask me to show you which relationships are preventing your growth, which people are draining your spiritual energy, which bonds are keeping you in a lesser version of who you can be in me. Do not fear this prayer, because I am faithful to answer. And when I show you, have the courage to act according to my guidance. Step 3 is to learn to distinguish between love and attachment. True love sets free, builds up, honors, respects. Attachment holds, suffocates, controls, possesses. When you truly love someone, you want the best for them, even if that means they are not in your life. When you are attached, you want the person in your life, regardless of whether it is good for them or for you. God is love, and what comes from God always sets free. What binds, what suffocates, what generates anxiety and despair does not come from me. Learn also to differentiate between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is the feeling of emptiness, abandonment, neediness that comes when you seek from people what you can only find in me. Solitude is the state of fullness you experience when you are alone with me, discovering who you are regardless of the relationships you have. Loneliness hurts. Solitude heals. Loneliness makes you seek any company. Solitude teaches you to wait for the right company. Learn to identify the signs of a relationship that is not mine for you, the one that draws you away from me instead of bringing you closer, the one that competes with your values instead of strengthening them, the one that confuses you about your identity instead of confirming who you are in me. When you notice these signs, do not ignore them. They are warnings I am giving you so that you can make the right choices. There are relationships that make you question your faith, that ridicule your intimacy with me, that make you feel ashamed to pray, to read the Bible, to seek my presence. These relationships did not come from me, even if the people are affectionate with you in other ways. Any relationship that interferes with your relationship with me is a relationship that needs to be reevaluated, adjusted, or if necessary, ended. There are people who are so afraid of being alone that they hold on to toxic relationships, to superficial friendships, to connections that do not add anything to their lives. They prefer the wrong company to no company at all. But I want to teach you that it is better to be alone with me than poorly accompanied without me. In my presence, you are never truly alone. You are in the company of the Creator of the universe, the one who knows you better than you know yourself. Use the times of solitude to reconnect with me. Pray more. Read my word more. Worship more. Seek my face more. Discover the gifts I have placed in you. Develop the talents I have given you. Pursue the dreams I have deposited in your heart. When you learn to be fulfilled in my presence, you become a more interesting, more secure, more attractive person to the right people.